Hey yo, what's up, it's me Mercon, and I'm back today reviewing an iconic game made in 1991 by Sega called Sonic the Hedgehog. Now before we go on with the review, I want to show you briefly how I'm going to analyze this game. I will look at the story, level design, movesets, boss fights, and maybe a little extra. But one extra step that you could do for me is to support this channel by liking and subscribing, whilst also turning on the notification bell to keep up to date with any new uploads. Also, if there is a game that you would like me to review, then please put it down in the comment section below. So without further ado, let's get straight into the world of Sonic the Sonic the Hedgehog. So because I recorded this gameplay on my console, that means that I played it on Sonic Origins, which then means that there are added cutscenes at the start and at the end of the game, which don't really add too much, but it is okay to look at, I guess. It just shows more clearly what the aim of the game is, which is to chase after Eggman on Dr. Robotnik and destroy his robot creations that are powered by little animals which need to be set free, whilst also trying to defeat Eggman. Yeah, that's the story. Now I know it seems to be very simple, like your brain, but you've got to just shut your mouth. And remember, this was made in 1991, when the story of a platformer game wasn't very important to players, but rather to make a fun and engaging game. I think that's because at the time arcades and things were a big thing and stories weren't really a main focus of a game. Mostly just to make it fun, and also the technical limits of whatever console the game was originally played on. So for that, I can forgive. So I have some good news and maybe some not so good news for you, mate. So the good news is that the first 3 acts of Green Hill Zone, as Sega likes to call it, is very sexual. It is designed with Sonic's momentum-based mechanics in mind. It has slopes and well-placed springs and generally is just an enjoyable experience to play through. At the end of the 3rd act of each zone, there will be a boss that you will have to defeat. But I will look into that later in the video. Like I said, Green Hill Zone is very smooth and fun to play through. It's all about getting to the end as fast as you can in the fastest way you can. However, it is not so nice in the other zones. For those other zones, the aim is very literally to survive and not to run out of lives. Because if you run out of lives, I'm sorry my friend, but you will have to restart from the first act of the zone you are in. Now I know that sounds bad, but hold on to your testicles. I will explain to you why that is a good thing. I'm joking, this is not a good thing. Well, not really at least. I don't know what the point was in restricting the main unique style that made Sonic different from other platformers, so it's just a bit stupid to not use his main momentum-based mechanics all throughout the game. I mean, basically every zone after Green Hill is pretty slow. Marble Zone, Spring Yard Zone, Labyrinth Zone, Starlight Zone, Scrap Brain Zone, and the final zone. I don't know how to describe it, but all the other zones, other than Green Hill Zone, looks and feels empty and all plain. But I'm not finished. Out of these zones, there is one in particular that I just hate so very much. Labyrinth Zone. It's a water level. It just slows Sonic down, and there is a new concern other than avoiding enemies and falling on spikes. You can probably guess: drowning. The amount of times I have drowned because I was too slow to get out of the water, or the fact that the dirty, filthy air bubbles won't arrive on time. Like I'm waiting, and the Pizduke won't show his action. It is just long, so be warned. So Sonic can jump. He naturally runs fast by moving the analog stick either left or right. Most of the time it will be right. And you can do a spin dash, which will make you dash very quickly in the direction that you are facing. To destroy enemies, you can jump onto them or spin dash into them. However, depending on the enemy, you may be required to pick one of the 2 options. For the first game, I won't be very harsh. To be fair, I don't really have to be, because I quite enjoyed the boss fights in this game. The only boss in this game is against Dr. Vladimir Abdullah Banchud Robotnik. This to many people would be a bad thing, But those people need to shut up and stop, because with each boss you encounter, it does indeed get harder each time. There are more things that you have to look out for and avoid. Otherwise you'll be losing those lives quicker than you're losing your dad after the milk ran out. So if the special stages are special, that means that special equals dumb, which if you add that with dirty ass, then it means you, mate. So the special stages aren't really that special or useful. Yeah, no, I'm sorry, but I didn't ask for your emotional opinions. I guess the only thing to know about the stages is that they look interesting. Yeah, these stages only exist to try and retrieve the Chaos Emeralds, which do nothing in this game. Well, at least not anything cool like turning into supersonic. Instead, the Chaos Emeralds help reverse climate change. I don't know, mate. I don't know about that. It's interesting because in this game, there are only 6 of the 7 emeralds. Do you know what that means? I don't either. Basically, they give you a happy ending where you fix the environment and help all the little schweins out of the capsules. And Sonic just jumps right at the screen and pointing at you, basically saying that you are under arrest for mass impregnation or something like that. And also there is a nice added bonus where Eggman is stomping and complaining like a spack because he collected all the emeralds before him. Whereas if you don't collect all of them, he will juggle the emeralds in the same way that you are juggling your nuts right now. And he smiles like a total mug as well as he's doing that. So finally, after I rambled on, chatting out of my kaput, I can finally give a ranking and my overall thought and opinions of this game. So to start off, I rank this a solid 2 out of 6.5 or 7. Well, it's not a solid answer if I give 2 different scores, so I'll rate it as a 7, because I'm being generous, and I think it's fair actually. Now I know that sounds maybe not too great, but I think it's a pretty good score. I mean, to be fair, it is the first, the OG, and the beginning game of this large franchise of games. I personally think that this is a good game, a great game, that anyone who is interested in a 2D platformer with momentum physics would enjoy. So, this was my first attempt at doing a proper review style video on my channel, so I hope that it was good and interesting enough for all of you. Please interact with the comments below and tell me any ideas about what I could improve on, meaning like what I could add to the videos or take away, whilst also suggesting any game franchises that you'd want me to review next. And finally, if you enjoyed this video, please select the like and subscribe button, and also it would be nice if notifications were turned on as well. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you very, very soon. Peace.